Hi everybody and welcome back to another awesome episode of Ride 2 here on this channel. I'm KPG here, and in today's episode guys we're testing out another bike from the competition's bike pack, and the bike we're testing out today is the Yamaha YZF-R1 EpayMe 2015. Now in today's episode we're going to do 2 races on this awesome bike, plus we're going to do a trial at the end of the video, and I'm going to do a setup on an R1 category bike, and I will put a link in the description and I will upload that on my second channel, so I hope you enjoy that guys. Right, let's get straight into some racing and test this bike out. I think this one's going to be a good one. I do like the R1 category bikes. Let's get straight into it guys. This could be brilliant. Right, let's have a quick look at the stats first before we jump into the first race. So the acceleration is 9.8, braking power is an awesome 9.9, top speed 9.7, and the handling 9.8. So overall, very, very good, guys. This should be a really good bike to ride. So let's get straight into the first race. Right guys, I decided to race around this awesome Spanish circuit. Now this circuit can be very challenging, and we're going to be riding with no anti-wheelie and on the standard default setup, so it should be interesting. Hopefully this bike is good, so let's get straight into this first awesome race. Right, so here we go with the first race of today's episode on this awesome Yamaha R1 category bike. Let's see if we can get a good start. We've got to be really good on the throttle today and the brakes in these difficult corners and trying to keep that front wheel down. So let's see if we can get a good start here. Not bad into that first corner. Hold it. So let's go around the outside, trying to avoid contact. Oh God, a little bit of contact there, but it's very, very difficult to race around this circuit without touching any other bikes. If you do a lot of races around this circuit, let's see if we can get up the inside. Oh, we're holding the inside line there, almost right onto the apex. Let's try and hold it again. Oh God, a little bit of contact there again as we slip past. Then we're up to P3. Oh no, that bike's going to fight back. Let's just try and hold it off, try and keep a good speed. Oh, it doesn't feel too bad on these default setups. It's holding the corners really, really well. Let's try and keep that front wheel down as we change direction and just try and hold this position. And there is a few very difficult corners on this circuit, so you've got to be really, really careful that you don't overdo it. Let's just try and hold it into that corner, and that felt pretty decent as well. So this is a really good start to this first race, and we're going to race this in a second race as well in today's episode, so it should be really, really good to test this bike out fully. Right, let's just try and hold that round that corner and try and hold it nice and tight. Just trying to get used to the braking power. The braking power is very, very strong on this bike, and the acceleration feels very decent as well. Let's try and just keep up the leaders in this race. This is a very difficult right hand corner. You've got to slow down and get a nice tight line in here and just control the speed. But on a first experience, you've got to be very careful to find out. Oh God, we've gone a little bit wide there, but we managed to just control it and just hold it nice and tight into that corner and get a good drive over the finish line for the first lap. And we go into the second lap. Now we have not pulled away from the bike behind. We've got a bike sitting right behind us and we're in third place. Let's just see if we can push it a little bit more and get into a better position and catch that leader. Let's just try and hold it a little bit tighter into that corner there and flip it over, control the speed and just try and drive it around this corner. Should we go around the outside or should we try and get him in the inside? We're holding it nice and tight. We've gone for it. Can we get it up the inside of it there? Control the speed. Oh God, a bit of contact there and we lost the position. We had to pull back. That's what I mean guys, you've got to be so careful on this circuit. Let's try and go around the outside and just try and get a good drive down the hill and try and dive into this corner and hold it, and we're into second place nice and clean. There you go, so we're into second place. Let's see if we can get up the inside of the leader here. Can we just hold it there and drive it? Oh God, just tapped on the power a little bit early there, but managed to control it, backed off nice and early there. Try and slide around the side. No, oh God, just tried to get up the inside again. No, we had to pull back. Really trying to get past, but we don't want to make too much contact, and we just dived up the inside there and squeezed past and drive it to the end of this straight. Oh God, a little bit of contact there. I thought he was going to go past there, but we've managed just to hold him off. Let's try and slow it down. Hopefully it doesn't bang straight into me and knock me off the course. Right, slow it down. Oh God, that was close. There you go. They fire into that corner. Managed to control it, but he managed to get past. I had to let him go. There was no point trying to defend there on that corner. corner, I would have got knocked off. Right, we've got one more lap to go. This is a battle here. Let's just see if we can just hold a decent speed into this final lap and try and drive it to the line and hopefully get a victory. But we've got to get past this bike first, and we've got a bike sitting right behind us as well, so we've got a lot of competition in this race, and this bike has been very, very good. The thing that I do like about it on the default setup, it turns into the corners really nicely, and the brakes are very, very strong. So that is one of the good features on that bike. Oh my god, he almost went straight into me there and just touched my back wheel, but I managed just to control it and I didn't lose it too much there. And again, tapping the power in a little bit too early, and I almost lost the back end, and try and slow it down there, just try and hold it, and again flip it over, just trying to be nice and controlled in those corners. And I am a little bit aware of the bike sitting right behind me. It's so careful. You've got to be so careful into the slow corners that you don't get bumped off. So you've always got to be careful that when you hear that bike coming, that you just try and move out the way if you can. Right, now we've got one more corner, well, 2 more corners to go, but we've got to try and get into this corner without getting bumped off. So we've got to try and go into it a little bit quicker. Let's try and slow down and get a tighter line into this corner and not go too wide out there. Try and hold it, slow it down, trying to be careful on the brakes. That wasn't too bad, a little bit wider than I would have liked, but it set us up for that last corner, and onto the curb. That's fine, and up the wheel goes, and we take the victory. Oh my god, that was a real battle there. I think that bike does need a few tweaks here and there on the handling, but it isn't too bad. It feels pretty decent. I really like the strength of the brakes. It stops really well, and you don't get a lot of reaction from the suspension as well, so that was really, really good. Right, we're going to test it out in a second race, guys, but we're going to try and choose a slightly different circuit to see what other strengths this bike has, and let's see how it goes. So let's get straight into that second race. So here we go. Right, so here we go with the second race, and we're going to race around a faster circuit, so we're racing around Monza. So we're going to really test this bike out, a strong field of bikes there. So let's get straight into this race and see if we can get another victory. It should be interesting. Right, so here we go with the second race on this awesome bike around Monza. Let's see if we can get a good start. Now the acceleration's pretty good on this bike, so let's see if we can get a good takeoff. Oh, that wasn't too bad. A little bit of wheel spin there, and we settled that front wheel down. Yes, we've managed to get away pretty well. Let's try and get to the front. Now looking at the grid, there was a lot of CBRs at the front, so we've got to be careful into that first corner. That wasn't too bad. A little bit of contact, a little bit of argy-bargy, but managed to get through there. Oh my god, the front wheel right up there. A little powered a little bit too soon out of that turn, and that's cost me, but I've managed to hold on to 4th place, and the 2 CBRs are pulled away. Now let's see if we can just try and keep up with them. Let's try and slow it down into this turn and slow it down through here, get a nice line, drive it, keep that front wheel down. Oh, that was nice and smooth through there. So that's another good set of corners that I've done on this awesome bike, but after doing one race on it, I feel a little bit more comfortable on the bike. I know what it's capable of, and I don't think you really need too much of a setup on this bike either. It feels pretty strong on the default setup, which is awesome. Right, let's see what it's like in a straight line. Now, it had decent top end, so I'm expecting it to keep up with some of the faster bikes in this race. And there's a few Ducatis. The CBRs are pretty quick as well, so let's see if we can just keep up with them and try and hold it through here nice and smooth, and just try and keep it nice and gentle. Oh, that was a good turn there, and get in the slipstream. Let's see if we can just get past this bike before we get to that next corner and hopefully chase down those CBRs, because they've started to pull away. We've got to start reacting here. We want to get back in the race. Right, they've slowed down into that turn. I've gone a little bit wider, and it's just not turning in. It's understeering slightly, not too much. It would only need a little tweak here and there. And don't forget, guys, I'm going to do a setup on an R1 category bike, which I'm going to put a link in the description, and it will be uploaded on my second channel, so don't forget to watch that. Right, let's try and drive it and see what sort of the top end. Oh god, it was well over 190 there. Slow it down, slow it down. Oh, I've got a bike on my left shoulder there. Don't crack me off. Oh god, managed to get through there and accelerate. Keep that front wheel down, and let's just try and hold it there. Oh god, it's my teammate. and he's just managed to get past me, but let's see if we can go around the outside and get past him, try and hold the speed there. No, we've just have to concede the position. Is it worth it trying to get past him here? Let's slow it down. Can we get up the inside here? Oh, we managed to take the inside there, but is he going to knock me off course? No, I managed to drive out there. Oh, that was so close. You've got to be so careful when you turn into that corner. Sometimes they crack you right off the circuit, but I managed to hold it, and we're back on the CBR's tail. We've got to start pushing this bike now, coming towards the halfway through this second lap, and we still haven't got past those CBRs, and we want to win this race if we can, so we've got to get on them and try and close them down. Let's see if we can just hold the speed a little bit more into these next couple of turns, and hopefully we can get past them. Right, just slow it down, just drop it in, and it feels nice into those corners, and we've caught up with them a bit. Let's see if we can just try and latch onto both of them, and that's a nice drive through there. We've got a good drive, and we've got a little bit of slipstream there, and we've managed to get into second. Can we take first position? Yes, we're our awesome drive there, and we're managing to get past. Let's slow it down. Can we take the speed there? Oh god, just left the brake a little bit late, but managed to turn it in with that 9.9 braking power. It stopped into that corner really well, and I'm in the lead. Can I hold on to it for another lap? That's the real trouble with these races. You can get into these positions on Monza, but going into these chicanes you can lose it in a heartbeat, so you've got to be so careful. Let's see if we can slow it down. Are they going to come up the inside, or are they going to go around the outside? Oh, got into there really tight, turn it over. Oh my god, managed to recover really nicely there, and I've managed to hold the lead, so we're back in the lead, and we're holding it nicely here. Let's just try and get a good drive around this corner. Hold it, it's gone a little bit wide there. Just again, understeering slightly. Right, we've got to hold it here. Oh no, the CBR's gone round the outside. I'm going to have to back off. I don't want to go straight into him, and I'm back into second place. So we're back into second place. I heard him come down the side of me. It wasn't worth trying to hold him off, and I've got the other CBR sitting behind me, but I managed to go up the inside. Oh my god, I'm trying to overtake him in that turn, but I didn't manage to do it. Let's just back off into this next corner. Oh god, nice through that corner, and getting his slipstream. Oh, this is going to be a tough battle to the end, but I think we should be okay as long as we just try and hold on his tail and try not to make too many mistakes. Right, let's see if we can get up the inside here. Is he going to brake a little bit sooner? Let's dive up the inside. Yes, we managed to dive up the inside, and we're back in the lead. What a pass there. That was absolutely brilliant. Just be nice and steady through there and stay off the curb. Yes, we managed to get a good drive. Now, I'm expecting that CBR to get my slipstream. I've got to be careful here. It might go up the inside into this slow corner, and we have dropped a little bit of time on this last lap, but it doesn't matter as long as we can nail this last section. And we've got a little bit wider because we were a little bit worried him coming up the inside, and we didn't want to get cracked off. No, we've managed to hold it nice and smooth around there and drive it to the line, and we're going to take victory. There you go, another victory on this Yamaha R1, and this bike is actually pretty good. Now, I have got quite a few R1 category bikes, and that's one of the reasons why I'm going to do a time trial now, guys. We're going to do a time trial, and we're going to just do one lap around a road circuit, and we're going to see which one is the best on the default setups. Now, none of these laps are going to be well beaten laps. They're just testing the bikes out on their default setups just to see which one handles the best. So we're going to do that now, guys. And plus, don't forget, I said I will do a setup which I will put in a link in the description, and we'll upload on my second channel. Right, let's get into this time trial. This should be interesting. Right, guys, we're going to do a time trial around this awesome USA road circuit, and we're going to test about 4 or 5 of the R1 category bikes. I'm not going to test all of them out because I have got quite a few of them, but first up is the Suter. Let's see what this is like around this road circuit. So let's start this time trial. So here we go. Right, so first up is the Suter in this time trial. So we're going to just do one lap around this road circuit on default settings on all these R1 category bikes, and we're going to see which one gets the best time. Like I said, they're on the default setup, so they're not going to be the fastest laps, and I'm just going to try and be as quick as I can. I mean, you always are faster on your second lap because you go a little bit quicker over the finish line, so these lap times aren't going to be that great. But what I'm going to do, I'll do a setup on this road circuit on one of these R1 category bikes, and I will leave it a little link in the description, and I will upload that on the second channel, so watch out. I'm not sure which R1 category bike I'm going to do. It'll be one of the faster ones in this trial. Oh, that was close there, just trying to tap the power around that corner, and you've got to be so careful. Now this bike does handle into the corners pretty well, but you can't really adjust much of the suspension setup on this bike. The only thing you can adjust on this Suitor is the spring stiffness, but I haven't adjusted it. Like I said, it's on default settings, but even if I wanted to, I couldn't adjust it anyway, which is a little bit of a letdown, and it didn't like that change of direction there. But this bike does feel pretty light as well into the turn, and just trying to hold the speed. Now I don't think this is going to be one of the strongest R1 category bikes in this race, as I have raced this bike a couple of times and it does struggle against the other bikes in the category. But what do you expect? It is a lot lower CC. Just the best thing about this bike is the handling. I do like the handling on this bike, and around the short circuits you might have a chance, so you should just test it out, guys. I've done a couple of races on it on the channel if you want to check that video out, and yeah, it is a very good fun to race. So let's see if we can just get it to the line and see what sort of time we're going to manage. Hold it. Oh, it doesn't like the change of direction around there, and over the line. So that wasn't an amazing time. I've done way quicker than that on a bike round here, but that's a good way to start off this time trial. We're going to jump on to another R1 category bike. I'm not sure which ones we're going to choose. Obviously we're going to do the one that we featured in today's video, but I have got so many of the R1 category bikes, I don't know how I've just managed to earn so many, and I've bought quite a few as well. So let's get straight into the next one. Right guys, next up is one of the ones I've used a lot, and it's the Kawasaki Ninja. Let's see what this one's like around this circuit, so let's get straight into it. Right, I'm expecting this one to be pretty quick. Now this one I've used quite a few times in a lot of the World Tour races, and it's a very good R1 category bike. I do rate this one quite highly, so let's see how this one does. Now it's on the default settings again. Oh god, be careful. The suspension didn't feel very great as I changed direction. I'm hesitating a little bit into the turns. It doesn't feel as smooth turning into the corners as the Suitor did, but it feels a hell of a lot quicker, and that makes a lot of difference. Let's see if we can hold it into that corner. Just try and keep it nice and smooth on the throttle control. See if we can get a nice turn, keep that front wheel down, and we're doing all these time trials with no anti-wheelie on. So we've got the anti-wheelie turned off, and we're on Pro Physics as well, just to try and make it as challenging as possible. God, almost lost the back end there again. Got to be careful through there. Just try and be really careful through here that you don't touch any of the sides, because you'll get an invalid lap. Nice and smooth through there, that'll do. Just really picking up speed now. This is definitely going to be a quicker lap than the last one, and I think this one may be a very good one and a hard one to beat. Let's just try and hold it. I'm not sure what sort of time we're on at the moment, but it's feeling pretty decent. And coming to the last corners, and we should be able to hold it round here. It feels a little bit awkward in the tough corners, the really long corners, but like I said, so we're on the standard setup, so you could make it a hell of a lot better. Just trying to be nice and smooth through here, because we're picking up so much more speed on this one than we did the last bike. Last turn, and drive it to the line, and what time do we get? Oh, I thought it'd be a lot quicker than that, but that is the result of the Kawasaki, and we're going to jump onto another one in a minute. So that's the time the Kawasaki got. Let's jump onto another bike and see if he can beat it. Next up, guys, is the BMW. Now, I'm expecting this one to be one of the contenders to win this time trial. Let's get straight into the racing. Right, so here we go with the BMW. Now, the BMW is a very popular bike in a lot of the race bike categories, and I'm not surprised because it is absolutely superb. So I'm expecting this one to be pretty good even on the standard setup. So let's see what it's like into the corners. Feels pretty fast like the Kawasaki did, so I'm expecting this one to be quite close to the Kawasaki on time. Now, I'm not going to hit any world records here, guys, on the standard setup. I might go, like I said, with the setup I'm going to do, I will try do a few tweaks on one of these bikes and probably try and get a faster time. But like I said, you're going to have to check out the second channel and look in the description on the video for that that time plus the setup. I hope you've enjoyed the setups I've already done. I have done a couple. Right, let's just try and hold it fast through here. Try not to make too many mistakes. Use those awesome brakes. This BMW, oh god, almost went off circuit there, but managed just to stay on because I didn't get an invalid lap. That was really, really close. But the way you can move this BMW into the turns without too much trouble, it does feel very good. I mean, literally, when I have raced this bike, I haven't done a lot of changes to the setup on it because it does handle so well. It's a really good all-round bike. Definitely one to have in your garage if you haven't got an R1 category already. Right, let's just slow it down into this turn. Let's just try and keep it nice and smooth. And hold it. Oh god, just feeling a little bit of a pull at the back of the wheel, but nothing major. Coming to the last couple of turns, it feels a little bit quicker than the last lap. Is it going to beat the Kawasaki? Hold it, don't come off circuit, and to the line, and yes, I think it did. And I think the BMW is leading this time trial. It wasn't amazing lap, but on the standard setup, it was a pretty decent time. So it gets a 1:44. Let's jump onto the next R1 category bike and see if we can get a better time. So here we go. Right, now we're going to test out the Aprilia. Now this is one of my favourites and one I use quite a lot. So I'm expecting this one to be awesome. Right, so is the Aprilia going to beat that time of 1:44? I wonder. Now this one is very good, and again is one of those bikes you don't need to tweak too much. It does handle very, very well and is very, very quick. It has one of the best handlings in this category, so I'm expecting this one to be a really, really good, and feels pretty quick as well. It just has that little bit of engine braking as well. I mean, the braking power on this is probably around I think it's a bit less than the BMW. I think it's only 9.1 on this one, and it's 9.2 on the BMW. But with the engine braking on the bike, being a V-twin, I think it sort of works out the same. As long as you just back off the accelerator as well as braking as well, it does stop very quickly. So let's just try and hold it into the turns here. Get nice and smooth through here. Just hold the speed, change direction. It doesn't feel too bad. I was a little bit tighter on that turn on the BMW, so I'm not feeling like this is a lot quicker. I think it's going to be about the same, or if not slower, but we will find out very soon. I'm trying to hold as much speed as I can into these turns on these default setups, and I'm trying to push it. Now this is a circuit that I don't race around very often, so I thought I'd do something. I'd just change things up, guys, and use some circuits that I haven't done in a while, just to because when you do a lot of time trials around tracks that you race around a lot, it gets a little bit repetitive. I want to mix it up, so I thought, why not try this one? This was one of my favourites on Ride 1 as well. We used to race around it quite a lot if you watched my walkthrough on Ride, the first game. And let's just try and hold it around this last corner and drive it to the line. Is it going to be that 1:44? And it does! Oh my god, it was over half a second quicker. That is a big surprise. But there you go, even on the default setups, that felt pretty decent. Right, last of all in this time trial, we're going to test out the Yamaha. Now that's the one that could beat the rest of them, because it has performed very well on the default setup in both races. So you never know. So let's get into the final bike in this trial. Right guys, last up in this time trial is the Yamaha. Is it going to fall short of the others, or is it going to be quicker? Who knows, but it did perform well in both those races, so it could be interesting. Right, so here we go with the Yamaha, again on the default setup, and now at least I look a little bit better. I look the part now with my levers actually matching the bike, which it didn't on any of the others. But let's see if we can get a better time. That is the question. Is this one going to perform very well? It was awesome in those two races. Very, very good handling on the default setup. So I think it's going to be between this, the Aprilia, and the BMW. It's going to be around those two, I think, but we're going to find out. It has got very good stats. Right, let's just try and hold it into that corner. Oh god, slowed down pretty well. It's got awesome braking as well. 9.9. Oh god, be careful. You've got to be really controlled with your throttle response through there. And that wasn't too bad. Let's just try and slow it down, get tight into that turn. So we're right in the right place for when we brake. Let's get nice and tight to, oh god, we really got thrown out wide there. That's going to cost us a bit of time. And let's just try and hold a bit more speed through here, trying to keep it on circuit. Oh, that was close through there. Really hold the speed. Just imagine going over 150 miles an hour through that section. Oh my god, just had a bit of a pull on the back end there, just trying to hold the speed as much as I can. I'm really trying to push this Yamaha. I feel very confident on this bike, and I think this one is going to be the winner. And let's just try and hold it. Now we've got to be a 1:43.374, I think the Aprilia did. That's what this bike's going to beat, and it's got only a couple more turns to go. Is it going to be better? It's going to be so close, guys. And last corner, just try and get nice and tight and drive it to the line. Is it going to beat it? It's going to be close. Oh god, is that the final time? That's just, you've always got to go to the end, because it's not always the time that you see that finishes in green. And let's see what the time is. Oh my god, would you believe it? It's the same time as the Aprilia. Oh my god, so there you go. It's exactly the same performance almost as the Aprilia. Thanks so much for watching this episode. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And don't forget to check that setup on the second channel. And I will leave a link in the description. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And bye-bye.